welcome to our channel. I'm Maya.
And Sarah.
And we are charmed and dangerous.
Because you know we're charming.
And we are dangerous.
Dangerous.
So you better watch out, because sometimes we be wilding out here.
Yeah, we really are.
As y'all can already tell, we're going to be talking about a Sagittarius moment. But before we get into it, we would love it if you hit that subscribe button down below. We're two besties. We talk about astrology. We also have a really great podcast, so make sure you check that out. Okay, Sarah Beers. So, what is your first Sag moment?
Yes. Okay, so I have a celeb for my first one.
Okay.
For Sages, and I feel like this is not going to be like shocking or surprising.
So no drum roll.
I picked Miss Britney Spears.
Britney
listen,
Spears.
exactly. Hashtag free Britney. Hashtag she's already been freed. So
Yes.
like everything's working out in our favor.
And thank goodness for that.
For real. I mean, if anything, that showed like what people can do. You know what I mean?
Right. The power of the people. The people freed Britney.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
It's true.
The people freed Britney.
Because everyone started talking about it.
Yeah.
And more old videos started resurfacing from her past about how much she's been wronged.
Right.
And it honestly just breaks my heart because Britney Spears is a legend, an icon. You know, I just feel so happy that this Sag queen got her freedom back. Like, we all know Sages love their freedom.
Yes.
We know that they hate being tied down to anything. So the fact that she couldn't even, you know what I mean, drive or have access to her bank account, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that shit is so crazy to me. A Sagittarius who cannot drive her own car.
Right.
Like, that is
even though
insane
she
to me.
is totally capable, and
Yeah.
is actually keeping everyone in her family afloat.
A lot of people just want to suppress Sages, you know what I mean? And like Sages, like I said, were born to live with no bounds. So I feel like it's just so sad for me to see a woman who had all these great things going for her, you know, and who was probably so excited to embark on this journey called life.
Yeah.
And from a very young age, a lot of her freedom was taken from her.
For
even though
sure.
she was in a very powerful position.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are afraid of Sag's freedom and that they want to express themselves and live lives out of the bounds. You know, and that scares a lot of people because they're like, well, you have to live by the rules. You gotta do it this way. And Sag is like, no,
that doesn't sound fun to me.
Like,
it's as simple as that. Like, that doesn't sound fun to me, so therefore I'm gonna pave my own way.
Yeah. Next Sag I would like to honor is Bill Nye. Did y'all know that Bill Nye was a Sag?
Bill Nye.
Bill.
Science is cool.
Yeah. And I feel like he really did make science cool. You know, he really did. And I just loved learning that he was a Sag because I feel
Kind
like
of iconic.
right? Sages love knowledge, and I feel like we love learning in general. And I feel like we're often referred to lovingly and jokingly as the teachers of the zodiac.
The philosophers.
Yeah, the philosophers. But I feel like it's also for a good reason. We are most excited when we are learning new things and putting ourselves in new experiences, and therefore learning. And I feel like Bill made science really cool because he mixed knowledge and adventure. You know what I mean? Like, he made learning interactive and an experience for a lot of people. And I feel like that's when Sages are the most excited and are like living their best life.
Yeah, I feel like I love that he's a freaking Sagittarius because he was just so exciting for me to watch. Like, if I, you know, came to class and the teacher was gonna play a video of Bill Nye, like, I knew it was gonna be lit.
Right!
You know what I mean? Like, it was gonna be a good ass time, and that it was.
Yes.
And yes, I always learned something. He was also so like gentle with it, though.
He was.
He wasn't like aggressive with it. You know what I mean? He was kind of reminded me of like Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
All right, my second point for a Sagittarius moment. It's something that reminds me of y'all's energy, you know? And it's the Sagittarius, I'm gonna do what I want and you can't do shit about it.
Yes.
Mindset.
Yes.
I feel like anytime I was hesitant to take a risk or do something outside of my comfort zone, the Sages in my life were the ones that pushed me to go for it, to not be scared. Like, who cares if you look stupid? Who cares if you fail? Like, whatever, just you want this, like, do it. do it.
Get after it.
Exactly. And I feel like y'all just don't judge people for following their heart, no matter how crazy it may be. And I feel like we just have so many people in the society that tell you the right thing to do, the smart thing to do. And Sag energy to me is the type of energy that tells you to just go for it. Just fucking go for it. If you're thinking about it that much, it's probably something that you want for yourself. So might as well see what it is that you want and why you want it, you know, and you won't know that until you take that risk.
Right.
You know, and I feel like if you want to flip your life upside down and move across the world, your Sag friend or Sag family member is going to be the one that's probably happiest for you.
For sure.
You know, because they actually love seeing people take risks like that. And they love seeing that courage in other people because they have that courage. And I just love that about you guys because I feel like you guys just encourage people to live their best life and play big, you know, ultimately.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. It is playing big. Because, yeah, and we're just like,
Jupiter.
just
play
try.
big.
Just try. You know? Because, like, what happens? And, yeah, if it fails, maybe it doesn't work out. But it's like, okay, you learned. And at least now it's out of your mind. And you can redirect your energy. You know?
Absolutely.
And I love that about Sag energy as well. Because it's like, okay, well, give it your all. Didn't work out? Redirect or keep trying if that's what you really love. You know what I mean?
Don't keep talking about it
Right.
and not do shit about it.
Right.
You know?
Next, I would like to highlight Taylor Swift. I feel like she is a true Sagittarius to me. And I'm gonna be honest, like, I like some of her songs, but I wouldn't say I'm like a huge like Taylor Swift fan. But she's done really amazing things in her career. So like, I really respect her as a woman and like all the things that she has done for herself. You know what I mean? And I feel like she has been put through the ringer in a pretty public eye. And she always still seems to have a very positive attitude, you know, and like outlook on life. And I feel like that probably is that Jupiterian energy to like think that, you know, it's boundless and things will get better, you know. And I feel like I see that in her. She really keeps that energy alive, that like it's gonna be better, it's positive, even though I went through this hard shit. And I think you really see again her Sag energy in a lot of her music. Like one of her first albums, Fearless. Like, hello, it's titled Fearless. Like, that's big Sag energy.
Literally what
you know?
I just talked about.
Right.
Going for it.
Right, and then Shake It Off, like, again, I feel like a Sag anthem, you know? And again, it's just her being like, fuck it. And I also really love that she has a Cancer moon because I feel like that helps her express her feelings better for everyone and like makes her really relatable. And I love, again, that you showed me recently this music video that she made about her relationship with her and Jake Gyllenhaal and just basically how freaking toxic he was. Oh yeah, allegedly. And basically how freaking like toxic he was when they were together. And I just feel like that was also very much a Sag moment. She exposed a truth that is very necessary, you know? And like Sages do that. It's like, well, I'm gonna say what's on my mind, you know, I'm gonna speak this truth, even if it's not
appropriate, whatever that means.
Right, there's never a right time, but if I'm ready to speak my truth, I'm gonna go ahead and speak on it now.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
And I love that about our energy.
Taylor Swift was actually one of my people too. I feel like her story in general this year, I feel like moved a lot of people. I know her fans that have been rocking with her since day one, they've been knowing these things, but I think this year it kind of was brought to the forefront.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of other people started seeing what went down with her, you know, things that we didn't notice while it was happening, because we've seen how Hollywood is, you know, with women.
For sure.
They will drag the fuck out of them, and it was just so normal that you didn't even think twice. But now you're really seeing how badly they were treating women and how normal it was and how numb we were to it because it was happening constantly. Taylor Swift to me is just another Sag woman that had her freedom taken away and silenced, you know? And I feel like, are y'all seeing the theme here, Britney, Taylor? I feel like, what is it? What is it that like makes people want to take away Sagittarius people's freedom? People see you guys as potential and they're scared of it or something. And it's like, okay, so Sag can go to great heights, so can you. Why is that making you insecure?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Really what made me want to pick her was, like Maya already said, everything that came to light recently about, you know, her alleged relationship with Jake Gyllenhaal. I feel like she just deserved better. And the fact that this all went down, and again, I can only speak for myself, I didn't even know this shit was happening. And she was like, you know, at the height of her career, like a young woman, who's literally, you know, popular everywhere, but then is going through this relationship where she's being like gaslit.
Yeah,
and you know what I mean? Like kind of, you know what I mean? That age difference.
Yeah.
Feeling overwhelmed with all the, you know, all of his older Hollywood friends, like all these things, they seem very triggering.
Yeah.
Me with just a normal ex, I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like that was rough, but like this shit sounds really intense, you know? But I'm just so happy that she was able to use her platform to express herself and share her story, even if it was years ago, because I'm sure that release still feels really, really good. And I feel like it's a great message because it shows the world that, you know, no matter when you went through something, it's always the right time to talk about it, you know? And Sages are one of the most positive signs. So when they do finally speak up about something that's negative, it's, you know, our time to listen up. Like Sag deserves an audience when they're speaking on their negative experiences too, not just the fun stories, the adventurous stories, the happiest of times.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And honestly, I really love that Taylor Swift spoke up on her experience because I feel like she reminded everyone that there's no perfect time to come out and speak your truth. But it's always okay to come out and speak your truth. There's no
whenever
right
you're
time
ready,
for it,
honestly.
You know? Whenever you're ready to speak it.
And let's be
you
honest,
can do it.
like at the end of the day, our society loves to silence women, and saying, oh, why didn't you do it earlier? It's just another reason for them to shame us and make us feel like we can't use our voice. So don't let them do that to you. Whenever you want to share anything about your past that made you, you know what I mean, feel small or feel uncomfortable, and you feel like it's now time for you to talk about it, it's always the right time. You know?
100%.
Yeah.
My last Sag moment is a song, and it is I Like That by Janelle Monae, and she is also actually a Sag. And I feel like this is just my personal Sag anthem right now, and I'll just tell you the first little bit of the verse. It goes, sometimes a mystery, sometimes I'm free, depending on my mood or my attitude. Sometimes I want to roll or stay at home, walking contradiction, because I'm factual and fiction. And I feel like that's very much Sag energy to me, because I feel like generally, we are a very interesting bunch. Like, Sages are very wild in their own ways, and I feel like we all value uniqueness and expressing our freedom and our creativeness in our own ways, you know? And everybody does that in their unique way, right? And I feel like Sag is just, we just do it in our own extra quirky ways. And yeah, I feel like we are a mystery because people can't always count on the type of reaction we're gonna give them in any type of situation, you know? It's always like out there. It's like, are they gonna react kindly? Are they gonna pop off? Like, you don't always really know. So, I feel like Sages, right?
Today. What are they gonna say today?
Right, you know, so maybe if you don't want to be as much of a mystery to your people, Sag, I would recommend like opening up about your like inner feelings without making a joke about them.
Yeah.
Too.
That part, I really like that last part. You know?
Yeah. As I'm like,
you're like easily digestible.
Right? I have a hard time doing it too. It's okay.
You can do it though. It feels totally nice when you're vulnerable without, you know, a little joke in there. Because then you know that, like, you know, you're comfortable with yourself enough to express those negative emotions without needing to ease people into the, I'm not that sad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's what it is.
But you are too.
Exactly.
No, it's true though. So
when
like, why are you trying to play it off? Yeah. You can feel your feelings. It's valid.
Yeah, it's fine. We love you even if you're sad sometimes, Sag. It's okay. All right, lovely people. Thank you for hanging out with us while we discuss our favorite Sagittarius moments. And if you didn't know, your girls over here, we got a podcast. And on this late night podcast, we talk about a lot of shit. Astrology, spirituality, celeb gossip. Really more of our personalities get to shine on the podcast. And on there, we discuss questions that relate back to our YouTube topics. So are you ready for tonight's question?
Yeah.
All right, so the question is, if you could be any Sagittarius celeb for a day, who would it be and why? So if you want to hear me and Maya's answers, you have to check out the podcast. It's pretty freaking funny.
Yes. It's a fantastical journey, the podcast that you are on.
Yes.
It's a good time. So make sure you check it out. Links are down below.
Yeah, we're gonna post our socials somewhere over here. Podcast goes live every Wednesday. Video soon coming. And then our YouTube videos go live every Monday and Thursday. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye.